Eyes on target.
Hello viewers, and today I've got another sniper loadout that you can use in Warzone. And as you can see, for this sniper loadout I'm using the EBR-14 marksman rifle from the Modern Warfare series of weapons. I've actually done quite a few combinations of attachments for the EBR on the channel, and throughout this intro you should see some cards in the corner of your screen to those loadouts. But for this particular loadout I wanted to go full sort of sniper rifle, suppressive sort of play style, where I'm making the most of the follow-up shots and the semi-automatic receiver on this weapon, as well as a nice and powerful scope for long shots. But before I break down these attachments for you and show you some awesome gameplay that I've got with this EBR, it would be amazing if you could consider subscribing to the channel. I've just made it to 800 subscribers and I'm really grateful for everyone that has subscribed, liked, commented and just watched these videos. Thank you very much for being a part of the channel. And so feel free to pause the video here, as these are the attachments that I'm using in the gameplay. Starting off in the muzzle attachment slot, we are of course going for the monolithic suppressor for that all-important sound suppression, as well as a 10% boost to damage range and a 15% boost to bullet velocity. This attachment alone simply makes it into a stealthy, more long-range sniper rifle, because each bullet is going to be carrying more damage potential over a longer distance, and with that added bullet velocity, which overall becomes extremely high, as I will show you in a moment, it just means that we're having an easier time at those extended ranges. In the barrel attachment slot, we are going for the longest barrel available, and that is the Forged Tac Precision 22-inch barrel, because it will primarily provide a triage of improvements, including a 37% improvement to damage range, which is massive, as well as a 13% reduction to vertical recoil, meaning that after we fire, the crosshair is going to center back on our target nice and quickly, because it's not going to recoil quite so much. But one of the most important boosts, I personally think, is the boost to bullet velocity at a massive plus 31%. This on top of the increase from the monolithic suppressor, you can really see how the bullet velocity is going to rack up. Of course, those first two attachments have added a little bit of weight because we are obviously improving the range of the weapon, but we do want to keep things nice and quick, as this is a semi-automatic sniper rifle. The bullet damage isn't going to be as high as its bolt action counterparts. And so in the laser attachment slot, I am using the TAC laser for a 29 millisecond improvement to aim down sight speed. But one of the really awesome things about the TAC laser is that it is actually perfect for a sniper rifle like this, because it will improve the aiming stability. This means we don't have to worry so much about the idle sway of the weapon, and we can focus on getting that all important first shot headshot, which will deal 175 damage. This means that the enemy will essentially just be one shot after that first shot, providing you either get another chest shot or something like that. Of course, most sniper rifles would not be fit without a nice big scope, and the EBR is no exception, because I am using the variable zoom scope. This will provide a 3.5 by 8 times zoom, which is awesome, because a 3.5 times zoom is essentially like a Chronon Pro optic, so you don't have to worry too much about those short to medium range engagements, as the EBR can still be fairly competent at those distances. But for those extreme ranges, and to complement the barrel and the muzzle, we can zoom in to a 8 times zoom and really put pressure on the enemy with a semi-automatic pull of the trigger. One of the biggest downsides, however, to this variable zoom scope is that it will actually increase the horizontal bounce by 15%. This means that as you fire, instead of the recoil simply going straight up, it will actually deviate slightly to the left or to the right, depending on how fast you're pulling the trigger and making those successive follow-up shots. But that is something to be aware of, but it's not too noticeable, I've personally found, particularly because we're going to be so zoomed in. That is sort of the price we have to pay for that extended range effectiveness. And for the final attachment, while I was building this combination of attachments, I found that I was very much getting through the sniper rounds quite quickly, because you find that you use the EBR very similar to like the Dragunov, where you'd want to be quite suppressive with your pulls of the trigger. So not necessarily going for a down, but just putting the pressure on that enemy and getting rid of their plates for maybe a teammate to finish them off. But anyway, so I've gone for the 20 round mags in the ammunition attachment slot. This will double the magazine size, meaning that our overall DPS will be much higher and we don't have to spend as much time reloading. We do lose a little bit of movement speed at -3%, and there is a measly 8 millisecond addition to the aim down sight time. But other than that, it pretty much is a free extra 10 rounds in the magazine before we've got to reload. But let me know down in the comments if you do give this EBR-14 marksman rifle a go. It's really, really good fun, and it's a nice change from a difference between maybe like a beaming assault rifle to a bolt action sniper. It's a nice little in between where it forces you to be a little bit more strategic and a little bit more accurate, but you can have a lot of fun doing so, and it's very satisfying when you're able to best those people using things like Kar 98s and Swiss K31s, and you beat them with this. It's very satisfying. But anyway, let me know if you give it a go nonetheless, and leave a like if you enjoy the video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the gameplay. Starting off on Rebirth, I've got 2 LMGs to start off with. So I'm not very good at the short range, so I just want to see if I can take out these guns. It's quite interesting, this M60 with the thermal. Field of view isn't great though. I was happy with that little flick then as well, but somehow he got me. Got my loadout now though, so I can finally focus on using the EBR. Realise when you've got the EBR and you've got that suppressive high damage sort of capability, you sort of want to defend a point really as best you can. There's one.
Hostile maneuvering.
Got the armor break. You can see at the beginning then the aim assist actually dragged me away from that guy that stayed at the top then. Teammates just finished him off though. Did I just get the assist for that? Not sure. But I know that there's a guy here still. Nice. You can see how quickly I managed to break the guy's armor then. And he just gave up. But while he's gone, I'm going to put a claymore down. So if he comes back, I'll know. And I'll just look through that window again. I should be good. I think he's gone from up there, but there was a sniper further away at the control place. You can see how fast the bullet velocity is. It's about 931 meters per second. 2 hits on him there. He must have next to no armor left, but he's probably going to armor up. And I'll be honest, I don't know if you actually saw him then. He was just to the left of the chimney. I have no idea how he shot then, because I could only see the very top of his head. He wasted his precision there. Anyway, semi-auto versus bolt action continues. I really wanted to beat that guy, but I was just gonna sort of lay low for a little bit because he's gonna have his sights trained on that spot. And I'll peek him again in a minute. But I just wanted to show how good this semi-auto can be. Look. There we go. I got 2 body shots, really put some pressure on him, and then the headshot does 175 damage. and it's just an obscene amount of damage out of nowhere. And obviously because he's got a bolt action, I'm really suppressing him and he can't aim at me very well. As long as I'm hitting him, we're getting that aim punch. I jumped the gun a bit there, pardon the pun.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
There we go. And there goes my claymore. I, to be honest, thought that he'd already set it off because he was stood right there, but he must have been just out of range of it, and then he threw the Molotov and I got the armor break. And he slipped backwards into it. There's his mate. See? And that's a really good thing about, especially in Rebirth or just late game standard Verdansk Warzone. Once you're... We won't talk about that. Once you're sort of, you know, you've bled the armour quite a lot. If they've got, you know, only 2 armour plates, a headshot is actually going to one-shot them.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Wait, no it isn't. They'd have 50, they'd have 25 health left, but yeah, got a little bit excited then and rushed that building, but nonetheless I managed to come back and I got my guns and I just rushed down here.
They have me sighted.
A little bit annoyed about that, it was a bit annoying. Dealing some damage as pressure though, nonetheless. I think I was getting a little bit sort of losing my patience at this point. You know, like, for some reason the stun didn't work, and then I'm stunned, and then I just get shot in a bit of a crossfire. But anyway, on to this second game. Starting off with the Tech 9 and the ZRG as my secondary before we got our loadout. I do love the ZRG. I'm not the best with the Tech 9 though, but I got the job done. Hopefully I'll get better. But yeah, as I was saying about, you know, the end game, towards the end game when people haven't got as much armour left and things like that, the EBR can be so good for that. 175 instant damage, plus you can follow up so easily. I saw that first guy on the UAV. I have no idea where the second guy is though. He must have Ghost already because I haven't got a clue where he is. Teammate playing his part though, managed to get me up. He saved my self-res. But I see my other teammates down and no one's got on him. So I haven't even armoured up and I'm just working as a team. Want to get this guy up. Everyone's keeping their perks. Anyway, giving chase up here because this is where he must be.
Stun grenade out.
Is what I thought.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I think we played Ring Around the Roses a little bit then around that entrance to the roof.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Anyway, the tables have turned now, as you can see. I'm on this little bit of roof and I'm looking into this building. And it was at this point when I realised there's quite a lot of windows, aren't there, for him to look at, that he would have had to look at, I should say. There's that guy landing back in again. Got the assist. That guy's got no armour. So I reckon a body shot usually does around about 70 to 80 damage, I'd say. Maybe more. Probably depends on the range or how high up the chest it is. Like a neck shot does do quite a lot of damage. See, you can see that was a 3 shot, so not sure how much armour he had, but took him down nice and quick, and it was all about that pressure. You know, you almost feel like you've got to rush your shot when you've got a bolt action sniper, because if your first shot, I feel sorry for that guy, because if your first shot, you know, maybe only breaks the armour, you know the second shot is probably going to down them, but
Gas is moving.
the fire rate just isn't there. It's not on your side. I'd like to think I probably would have got that guy, but I was very aware of my ammo. Didn't want to waste it. I've got 4 shots left and I've dropped down to get that guy up. And I've sort of put myself in a bit of a tricky position, so I came back up. And I'm just dealing damage to these guys.
Contact front. They have me sighted.
No idea how I managed to get that sniper shot off.
Ready for more.
But there you go. And I definitely want that ammo. We won't talk about that though. Yeah, moving into the circle now. Tricky position. You can see there that was what, 5 or 6 hits and I didn't get the down. That's perhaps maybe the downside of the EBR. Shooting people in the extremities like the arms and the legs, you really don't do a lot of damage. I just thought I'd hide here for a bit till my teammates come back. But unfortunately I did get taken out. I thought I was going to make it, but it turns out I wasn't. But anyway, that's the end of this video of the EBR, and as always, let me know what you think down in the comments if you do give it a go. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.